So this is the issue. This is the real issue that I have. Okay, is that at the end of the day, people are getting mad about tweets or jokes. Like when I was on Pierce Morgan, I was like, how many kids did my tweet kill? Right, none. But when it comes to, there was a big hurricane in 2023.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, you are.
What?
You just get me laughing, bro.
Good. I try. That's what I try to do. But listen,
I'm gonna be real, okay? If Lonerbox was as big as Destiny, 100%, I would also be like, I already simp for Lonerbox. If Lonerbox was like as big of a content creator as Destiny, then I would feel a little bit better about the space, right? Because oh yeah, at least there's this other person, in the fucking space who is cool and epic and has the same politics that align with mine, right? Or whatever the fuck, right? But no, instead we have a bunch of Asmongold, fucking Timu Asmongolds like running around, okay? Like it's already enough like fucking dealing with like fucking J-Stuck who was like Timu Destiny, but like now we have to deal with Timu Asmongold's like running around like Nuxanor and Kershay and like and Tectone. God.
I think it was 2023, huge hurricane, okay, that went up Florida, Georgia, South and North Carolina, big hurricane. Reporters were asking, like governors, like, hey, like, how is the FEMA stuff going? They're like, oh, Biden told us last night, right? Like, Democrats don't f around with FEMA and aid. Like, it's immediately delivered. Like, there's no questions asked. Biden opened his pocketbooks, whatever they needed from the federal government, they had it there. And there were like ex-special forces people who were literally in like the Carolinas that were protecting neighborhoods from FEMA because they didn't want them to come and help them because they're worried that they would loan them $300 and steal their homes. And then when the California wildfires are blazing, Trump is talking about how he's not going to give California FEMA funds unless they change how they move their water around, And at the end of the day, nobody's getting mad at this stuff, but people get really mad at my jokes. And it's like, bro, one of these is like real world policy that is impacting whether or not people live or die in these events. And then the other one is people getting mad at my jokes. Like, well, do we actually give a fuck at all? Because in that case, like the dead kids is just a performative thing that people can pretend to care about. But at the end of the day, when it comes to like voting for people who are going to actually fix this stuff, like it's all a joke. And that's the thing I guess that I have an issue with.
I feel like people are getting upset at everything equally. Maybe it's your algorithm.
What do you mean?
What? Dude, what is even happening?
Like, I feel like people get upset at people. Hold up, my brain is all over the place.
Sure.
You talk too much before I can chime in. It's too much to take in. I'm trying to keep up like 300 words. I feel like people aren't only getting angry at your jokes. I feel like they're getting at anybody who was like upset about that or taking light that situation while it was occurring. Am I crazy?
Yeah, maybe, but like, why not do something preventative then? Like, there are things that we can do preventative that conservatives fight about, and they don't want to do it. And then when the thing happens, then they expect us to care. And it's like, bruh, like, I'm sure you've had a friend, we've all had a friend who's been too hung up on a girl, or, they go to the group chat and they're like, oh, guys, like, I'm going to try again with my ex. And everybody's like rolling their eyes. And I was like, bro, you've been hung up on this chick for like 4 years. Why are you so retarded? And then he goes back and he's like, guys, it's going to work this time.
I had a friend try to kill himself over a girl. They couldn't like get over.
Yeah, sure.
Pathetic.
Well, but the worst thing is when they do that, but then they go back to them. And then like 6 months later, they crash out. And it's like, bro, like, everybody's going to roll their eyes. Like, come on, bro. But like, imagine the guy comes back and he's like, I need you guys to take this super seriously. And I was like, well, bro, why are you going back?
Lonerbox is probably one of the most fair. I mean, Lonerbox isn't even a small streamer. Like, I would even argue like he's a large streamer. Fuck, like, who would I argue to be a large streamer? I think when people say large streamer, they probably think of people like Destiny, Hassan, right? These kinds of people. But these people are like the top of the top. Like, these people are like the top of the top. Like, I wouldn't even call them large. I'd call them gargantuan, like unimaginably large streamers, right? Like, in reality, because if you compare, like, because there's, yeah, like, I would just say Lonerbox is a big streamer. He's just a medium big streamer. That's it. Like, he is big enough.
Like, we all told you this is retarded, And I think the issue is a lot of these issues are preventable, right? Like, everybody knows that Texas's power grid had weird going on with it because of their inability to buy power or link up with other states, but like, they didn't do anything. And then the snowstorm happens and 200 people die. And it's like, okay, well, when there's ARPA funds that are like filling the coffers of all of these.
Did he retire on break? I'm pretty sure Lonerbox isn't passionate about content creation anymore. I'm pretty sure he said. And he said he might consider retiring from content creation soon. But that would only make it like the 5th time in a row that he's retiring, I guess. that would make it the 5th time in a row. Or something, I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure he has literally said that before too. So who knows? Who knows if he's actually quitting or not, okay? Who knows at this point? Yeah.
Counties of Care County, and residents are going up to these, going up in these city council meetings, and they're like, we don't want to accept any of this money because Biden is going to force us to do DEI. And it's like, damn, that's crazy. And nobody seems to care about that or talk about that. But then when people start dying as a result of these systems failing, they're like, well, you can't make any jokes about it because that's the real bad thing. It's like, I wish you guys cared half as much about the actual policy.
He's not quitting. Really?
Policy.
I think it's very hard to get to an agreement on
right?
what jokes are allowed and what aren't. I think earlier you were saying that the point of telling edgy jokes is that they are edgy and they are going to bother some people. But I think it's just for very specific scenarios and nuance. It's when a tragedy is currently occurring the people who are currently trying to prevent that tragedy probably aren't going to receive that joke.
But they're not preventing the tragedy. They're just responding afterwards to a tragedy that everybody told them was coming, and they took no steps to take preventive measures against. And then,
sure, I just feel that preventing the how do I say specifically? Because obviously 17 of the girls were found, right? So at least preventing the total collapse in that disaster scenario.
You said that before.
I just feel there's a certain like sensitivity.
Oh, okay. I thought you knew a little bit more about like what's going on now or something. I think Loner Unboxed or Spider or something said like, I'm gonna start clipping up things for Hassan instead. Dude. Dude. I'm pretty sure that was a joke, but yeah. Anyway.
That obviously you don't have to abide to. You have no obligation. Once again, I'm saying you have no obligation to abide.
But imagine if the same sensitivity would have existed when all the Kirk County residents were saying we don't want to accept money from Biden because we don't want DEI, vaccines, and wokeness to destroy our county. And now you don't have your siren warning system. Like Ted Cruz was literally on Piers like 5 minutes before I was talking about how important it was to get that siren system up.
They think Destiny talks fast to win? Dude. I'm pretty sure even I have trouble keeping up with the speed that Destiny talks at, no? Because I remember like him being in the same voice chat and he just talks super fast. And I'm just like trying to process what he's saying. I'm like, oh. Anyway.
I can link a YouTube video if you want. You can listen to these residents talking about how they don't want to accept the money because FEMA's going to use it to steal all their property and they're going to force DEI and woke on them. Like none of this is true. None of this happened. There's no way for this to even happen. And they had the money sitting in their bank account and they didn't put the sirens up, right? And so like my tweets, as far as I'm aware, didn't kill anybody, but like supporting these types of policies arguably did kill these people. And it's like, how are we caring more about my jokes than the actual policy itself? That's crazy to me.
I feel like we're talking about different things here because I feel like I really feel like we're just kind of doing both. One, I absolutely agree that once again, I'm not informed. If that were to be a thing that occurred where they say, hey, we don't want these sirens to tell us when floods are coming, because I believe there was a flash flood where I believe it was 32 feet of water over the course of.
With your current concurrent viewership, you'd be in the top 1% of Twitch from last year's data, something like top 0.37%. Well, that isn't YouTube, is it?
3:47 to 4:17 a.m. that swept through.
Mao raid. Interesting. Welcome. Dude, I'm about to end stream soon. But okay, thanks.
Christians use if people were actively fighting and deterring people from actually getting preventative warning systems, well, that really sucks.
Yeah.
But I think there's also a line where it's like, hey, man, we warned you, and now all these kids died, so now LOL XD, they're dead.
Sure, I understand what you're saying, but this is the same thing. Remember the example I gave at the very beginning where I said it's hard to talk about the magnitude thing, where I broke up with my ex because she, left a lot of shit around the house. She snorted at night. She stabbed me 6 times, and she was mean to my mom, right? Where if I were to rattle that off, you'd be like, wait, one of these things is really bad. I don't know why you just brought them up casually, the other 3 things, right? Like I feel like if I was surveying the total political landscape, and I'm like, okay, well here you have $5 million sitting in a bank account that these citizens don't want to touch.
Yo, thanks though. I appreciate that. 5K plus viewers are incredibly rare and hard to get. It's super hard. Yeah, super hard.
Even though it's already their money, because they're worried about the woke mob stealing their city or something, because Biden is evil. And then you've got people like me making stupid jokes on Twitter, and that's where most of the anger is. It's like, okay, well, something is broken here.
I actually don't think most of the anger is targeted towards you. I think it was just like a couple of guys,
Well, no, I'm just saying that none of the people that were mad at me cared that the amount of misinformation that's being spread is like preventing people from doing things that will save their lives. Like, I guess it's kind of separate. You can argue that like this is like a joke thing versus the policy thing, but like I just don't understand. I mean, I do understand it. It's because people don't pay attention to the policy part of things. But again, this goes back to the like you're getting mad at me. Well, not you're getting mad at me, right? But you're saying that like it's kind of cold to be joking about dead kids. But then like remember earlier, I'm like, well, it's kind of crazy to be voting for a president because he's funny, right? And like if the standard for who's going to be president is the funniest guy, well then my standard for dealing with catastrophes, I guess, is going to be to make the worst joke because that's where we're at politically now, right? Like if we want to take policy and lives and saving people seriously, then we should take it seriously, like through and through. But it can't be like, well, we can't allow the bad jokes, but we can't allow the bad policy. Like one of these things is crazy. Bad policy is horrible, and bad jokes are like kind of bad,
Did Destiny forget he went on Piers about these jokes? Yes. But that's a good thing, right? Arguably.
I feel like the comparison is a little bit silly, but this reminds me of something that I believe one of your homies said.
Okay. Well, here, just one quick thing, then you make your point. If you got rid of all of my bad jokes, 0 people would have been saved. If you changed the bad policy, then potentially half or more of the people would have heard the sirens and would have started moving immediately, right? So one of these things.
I absolutely do think if there was a way to change the policies in order to prevent that disaster from occurring, I think that'd be great. I didn't hear anything about anybody saying, oh, we shouldn't have this policy, this, that, and the other because of DEI. I didn't hear about anything about that.
If you get bored later, I shot you 2 links. You can either watch them later or watch them or whatever, but you can go through it later.
Sure.
Okay, sorry.
Sure. But yeah, I guess I live in reality.
It's always about, oh, I've never heard of this. Oh, I'm not an expert in politics. I haven't heard of this, but I am actually going to be making the common sense prescription and takes about everything. It's always the same with these people. It's like every single Asmongold copy and paste Control V, okay? Control V motherfucker like acts like this.
where I feel like I wish both had happened, but it's obviously like wishful thinking. I do wish that there was policies that could have prevented the travesty that occurred. And then I also think that maybe
Also, you know what's so funny is that Nux Taku, right? That's like I would consider Nux Taku to be someone who's like pro Asmongold, right? You know what's funny is that when Nux Taku is talking about Israel versus Palestine, he is way more informed on that issue, way more, because he personally is Israeli, right? He's a really Israeli, and he covered the Hassan drama, right? The whole Hassan thing going down with versus Dan, and he talked with Dan, right? Unfortunately, fuck that. But like it just kind of seems as though that like it's a big difference. It's a big difference between the same person talking about something they actually know something about versus talking about like politics in general that they don't know shit about, right? Because when Nux Taku is talking about Israel versus Palestine, he seems genuinely knowledgeable about some things, right? He knows some things. But then when he's talking about like this fucking politics slop, he's just putting on a show. But yeah, it's just so cringe. It's very clear. I don't even know if I want to call it grifting. Like, fuck, but it's as close to grifting as you can get because I don't think he has to know that he doesn't even know shit about it, but whatever.
people just handle the situation with a little bit more empathy. For, you know, I mean, I know the jokes wouldn't have been as funny, Destiny, but maybe like waiting a week once you don't have to do anything to ask. But yeah, that's why people were so upset. But I guess a thing that I'm wondering for you is, I know in the political space, showing emotion is like weakness, right?
I mean, it depends on what we're talking about. I think showing emotion is great. I think people should be emotional.
Bro, Tectone's therapy is his fucking chat. Dude, why does he even bring this up? I swear to God, like, Tectone is, like, low-key a huge lowcow. Because the thing is that, like, whenever Tectone wants to farm validation or sympathy, he takes to Twitter and he puts something in like, oh, I'm feeling depressed today. Guys, mental health is good, actually, or whatever. Meanwhile, he's like the most abusive shit to like all of his ex-partners. It's insane. It's insane how much of an abusive shit he is to his partners or whatever. And that's just the stuff that's shown on stream, right? But meanwhile, he's always like, oh, well, mental health, blah, blah, blah. Oh, what? What? He's so insecure. It's crazy how insecure this guy is. And he goes on and prattles about like fucking mental health. Give me a break. He doesn't even try to treat himself.
They should care about,
in the political sphere, like if you get very angry, that means you lose. If you start crying, that
I mean,
means
some
you
people
lose.
think that, well, if you're crying, you're almost always losing, yeah, unless you're a white woman. Sorry. No, I mean, like, it depends on, but I mean, generally, if you become unhinged, people say, like, oh, he's mad, he loses or something, sure.
Yeah. And I see a lot of people in chat saying, I haven't addressed chat the entire time, but there's just a couple of people saying, only joke when I say so. I don't think anybody here thinks that's what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying, for a specific situation, when there's people on the scene attempting to help a tragedy that just occurred less than 24 hours, 48 hours ago, you should expect people to be upset if you're sitting on an active disaster scenario. I don't know why anybody would not expect that.
I'm sorry, because Tectone loves to bring up like, oh, you should have waited a week before telling this joke. I'm sorry, but no one who has ever debated Destiny over this issue has said, "Oh, I wish you would wait a week." This, as far as I'm concerned, this is the first time I'm hearing about this, and it's probably going to be the last time I hear about it. Okay, it begins and ends with Tectone. No one is ever saying, "Oh, you should have waited a while," or wait a week, except for maybe Counterpoints. But you know, we welcome retards. Okay. Oh yeah, apparently Counterpoints, like fucking. So I just simply said some random shit in his stream, right? I wasn't even serious about it or whatever, right? I don't know. I just was just indicating that I was there, and then Counterpoint just suddenly said, "Well, wow, I don't know. He was just glazing me, just very unexpected considering how much like I fucking smack talk him." Yeah.
Because it's just annoying. It is just like it's really that simple.
Oh, you know what it is? It's hindsight Andy, right? It's literally hindsight Andy type shit because it's like somehow you can go back in time and look at this alternate timeline where now you can predict that no one would freak out if it's like a week or something. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. But yeah.
Sure, but then you also have to, I mean, you have to have a little bit of empathy for the other side. That I don't know if you've ever seen like an enabler, like a horribly enabling friend, where somebody's making bad decisions and then somebody's enabling the out of it, and then now that person is, you know, having the repercussions of their bad decision, and the person goes to like help them, and you're like, oh, good luck, dude, like, you know, and it's like, where's.
Oh my God, it's like how lefties say, right? You know how lefties say, oh, if only Kamala Harris, if only Kamala Harris appealed to pro-Palestine voters, then therefore she would have won the election, right? The reason why that talking point is so bad faith is because we can't go back in time, try out that solution, and then confirm whether or not that would be correct. Does that make sense, guys? Like they're saying it as if it's such a certain thing, but it's not like you can travel back into the past to revalidate what they just said, right? It's kind of the same thing with Tectone. He's going like, well, I wish you waited a week before trying something like this. Well, we can't validate it anymore. We don't know whether or not you would be right or not, right? So it's the fact that it's so disprovable makes it so bad faith, right? Make sense? Like, yeah. And I think it's Yoge that came up with the term hindsight Andy, and it's just perfect. It's hindsight Andy shit, yeah. Or do they just want her to be pro-Pally? Yeah, exactly, yeah.
The empathy for me is like, I mean, bro, we all saw this coming. Everybody knew this was going to happen, and now it's happening, and now you want us to be empathetic for you while you're up. You know, like in every other circumstance, you say like, have some responsibility.
If I were to, like, for example, I had a little sister who everybody knew this disaster that she was setting herself up for, warned them multiple times, and then the disaster happened. I didn't go, told ya, you deserved it, retard. I said,
well, but I mean, you kind of, no, you kind of did though, right? Because didn't you say earlier that if you had like family members in prison, you didn't give a fuck about them, but they deserved it? Isn't it the same thing?
Oh yeah, because they did that not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times. This family member specifically.
Nobody who is offended on day 1 is going to be okay with it on day 7. I mean, what you would then ask is like, can you name one person that would not have been okay with it on day 1, but would be okay with it 7 days later? Just name one person. Like, like I think that if they make a claim like that, you need to put them on the spot. You have a moral obligation to put them on the spot like that, actually. Right? You like, you want to say something like that? Fine. Put your money where your mouth is. Right?
Has been in jail more than they've been out of jail since 15.
Okay, so if they do it enough, then you don't care? Well, I mean, like, but that's fair, sure. I guess.
Absolutely.
Sure.
If they do it enough, I'm like, okay, dude. I don't know how many times Texas has said, man, these libs and these DEI, I don't want any of their money. Yeah! I don't know how many times they've done that, personally. But I guess at a certain time, if that
they have done it over and over and over and over and over again.
Well, right? That's where, like, the difference of our knowledge. You say that you're a very informed person. I don't know how many times they've done that. I would struggle to think of more than one time that you just told me that they've done that. If that is a repeat occurrence, then absolutely, maybe we should put our egos aside and really work on the policies that make this country safer. That way tragedies like this don't occur.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, just obviously, you know,
I mean, like, arguably it's happening right now again with the vaccine thing, right? Where you're having these people in Texas, there's not many now, single digits, but like dying of measles. And it's like kids in the United States should be dying of measles. This is a crazy thing. That's a crazy crash out if your kid is dying from measles in the United States. And it's like, we don't care, I guess, when it's 2, but what if it's like 10 or 100? And it's like, just so you know, I'm giving you a preview, okay? I'm giving you a heads up. If like 100 kids next year in Texas die from measles, I'm gonna be making jokes about it. There's gonna be like connect the dot coloring book jokes I'm gonna be making about kids dying, because it's like, bro, it's the most preventable thing in the world. And if people don't care enough to do something about it right now, I'm not gonna care enough to make jokes about it when the bad happens, you know?
How many people are dying from measles?
I think it's 3 so far in the United States. I think 2 were in Texas. So, but I'm saying right now it's not huge right now, but like the numbers are growing, and it's super preventable. It's just a super preventable, easy thing to not have happen. You know, like Jesus.
I feel like it was like only 3 people dying. You know, from like a thing that affects everybody. It's probably like.
And then of course you downplay the amount of. I mean, we can go there if we want, but we can talk about how. We can definitely talk about how. Wait, hold on. Hold the phone. Give me a break. Hold the fucking phone. So it's okay to joke about it if it's 3 people dying, but it's not okay to joke about it when it's 40 people dying? Where do you draw the line? What number of people do you prefer dying before you can actually start making jokes or not? Right? Jesus. It's so fucking bad faith.
Not too big of an issue to worry about, don't you think?
For now, but then it's going to become like, how do things become an issue, right? Like, you know, like a person who weighs, if a person weighs 400 pounds,
millions of people, that was like pretty hard to focus on.
It's not. It's very easy because people aren't getting vaccinated, right? There's over 1,400, 500 cases now, right? And
bro, like I said, California is subsidizing the healthcare of all of these fucking red states that refuse to get vaccinated and kill themselves. It's so cringe. It is actually so cringe. And the California slander is so cringe as well, because it's like, dude, you love smack talking California, but California is the place that's like fucking affording your fucking health bill or some shit, or providing money to your fucking hospital. Like, chances are that's what's going on. But okay, keep smack talking California. Okay, dude.
And this just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows, right?
Absolutely will.
Like, not to be mean, but like 200 dead kids in Texas is also like a drop in the bucket compared to 340 million people in the United States. Who cares, right? But you wouldn't say that because I
think the staggering number is because it was a natural disaster versus a contagious disease.
What is measles if not natural? If anything, measles is more natural than having a
No,
campsite in the middle of a riverbed, no?
No, I'm saying a natural disaster. I'm not claiming that measles isn't natural. I'm saying a natural disaster, like a hurricane, an earthquake, like a flood. It's a natural disaster.
Sure. I mean, I heard a lot. Now, maybe it was before the time of, I don't know, everyone in chat, or maybe you, but like a lot of people were making fun of black people in New Orleans that died from Katrina. But I mean, but that's a separate time and a separate thing. But
Katrina, that was a while ago.
yeah.
Well, that was like what? Was that like in 5th grade back then? That was a long time. I think I was in Hurricane Katrina. That was in Virginia, no? Or was that like more than that?
Wait, what?
Was it Hurricane Katrina? Was that in the United States or am I crazy?
Yeah, it was in the U.S.
Yeah, was that in the Virginia area or no?
It might have made it all the way up there, but the huge damage was in Louisiana. That was the New Orleans. That was when Kanye West was on TV and he was like, George Bush hates black people or something.
Yeah, I think I was 7 when that happened. Let me actually Google that. Did Hurricane Katrina hit Virginia? I remember hearing about this shit forever ago. Hurricane.
It might have made it because some of the really big hurricanes will get quite a ways to the U.S., but they're significantly weaker by the time they get up there. But
oh yeah, it did hit Virginia. Over 2 million households in Virginia lost power due to that. Okay, so I'm not crazy. 20 deaths in Virginia. True, it's like 3 to measles. But yeah, what I'm just saying is that like we were talking about that, the measles and
yeah, you're saying one was a natural disaster, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think COVID classifies as a natural disaster. It's just like a contagious disease. But yeah, no, I absolutely think that everybody should be vaccinating their kids to prevent contagious diseases. Yeah, but I think the reason why people aren't taking this seriously right now is because while it does have the significance to outbreak. Wait, are people not taking measles seriously?
No, people are anti because ever since people lost their mind on the COVID vaccines, which also led to the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people that conservatives don't care about, but ever since the COVID vaccines, now people are like turning against all vaccines. RFK just canceled like 30 different vaccine research things in the United States, which is also really sad. But now people also aren't taking like the measles vaccines in a lot of places now. So measles was eradicated from the United States, and now we have like over 1,500 cases in the U.S. Like it was gone, and now it's back.
How did they come back?
Because people didn't vaccinate their kids. So if some person brings it into the country or whatever, and now people are starting to get infected, like it'll start to become endemic, I guess, or it'll start to spread more. And it'll be like a disease that'll be widespread in the United States at some point if people continue to not get vaccinated.
Okay, just for my final question, why are you telling me this? I'm trying to figure out how we got here because I obviously believe that people should vaccinate their kids.
Because
I have no idea why you're telling me this.
No, I know exactly. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it nicely.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh my god. There was a reason. You probably even know what the reason is, but it's just that, okay, dude.
Care about people who get mad about bad jokes when they're doing really bad actions. That's the thing that's bothering me, is the magnitude of the response that conservatives as a whole, and because earlier you said like, well, Trump's a funny guy, so I was like, well, sure, but then like if you think Trump's a funny guy, we're gonna vote for him. I'm not gonna give up about making some jokes about dead kids if like the policies that Trump is enacting are leading to the deaths of like hundreds of thousands of people. That's not even touching like USAID and foreign bodies or whatever, right? But just in the United States alone, from like vaccine related stuff, let alone any other health related stuff, let alone any other DACA stuff or whatever else. I'm just saying like they can't be this many policies that are leading to death, and then it's like, but the jokes are so bad. Like I don't take that very seriously. That's how I view it now.
Sure, yeah, no, and once again, I never came into this conversation thinking that I was going to change your mind about, hey, Destiny, be more sensitive, because I don't think that you're a guy I don't think that you're an emotional guy. I think I've seen your content for over probably like 5 years on and off, and I don't think I've even ever seen you change your voice ever.
He's a very emotional guy. When it comes to making fun of J-Stoke, yeah.
Besides whenever you crash out, but I never heard you sound sad. I never sound you sound in distress at all. I feel like you have a neutral mode and then you have an angry mode. Sure. But yeah, I just feel like in the same vein where it's like, absolutely, I don't give a fuck about what happens in the president, but I understand that people are going to crash out over me when I do that. Just like when I wore a MAGA hat as a joke, I understand that people are going to crash out on me, and I accept that.
Destiny, you're just such a giga Chad. You never show any emotion. You're the very definition of stoicism. Stoicism.
Just like in the same way that I think that, while I don't think you have any obligation to stop joking about dead kids if you think it's funny, I just feel like accepting the fact that you are going to piss people off is just kind of just like the norm.
Wait, repeat that last thing again?
Well, like if you make jokes about dead kids, people are probably going to be mad.
Oh, fine, sure. But if if Donald Trump and conservatives' policies are leading to dead kids, I mean, then they don't really have any place to complain. And that's what I'll keep saying.
Hey, man, trust me. Once again, this was.
I think that Destiny said at some point that anger was the only acceptable male emotion or something. I'm beginning to think that's true. Anger is the only acceptable male, emotion. Okay, everything else is totally fucking fake.
I already knew that there was no way that I was going to come in here and say, I'm going to make Destiny feel bad for this. I already knew that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, it's all good. Wait, why do you stream so early? You're on vampire time. What the? You stream from like 9 a.m. to fucking noon? What the?
Yeah, I stream at 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day, unless I have a tummy ache. But the reason why I stream early is because I like waking up with the...
Hold on. Hold the phone, Destiny. So you're telling me you got off stream from my stream. You went to bed at around 3 a.m., 4 a.m. or so? Let's just say 4 a.m., okay? And you slept maybe 4 to 5 hours to talk to Tectone. Bro, this motherfucker does not sleep.
sun. It's nice. It makes me
Oh,
feel like I
the
have control
fall.
over my life, and I feel like people who stay up at night are genuinely less productive. But I do nonstop. So like the moment that I end stream, I'm gonna go to the gym immediately to start lifting. But yeah, it's just good for productivity, and also the sun feels good.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think it's a good reason.
So another question I had here is that I'm trying to figure out how to formulate this. You were banned on Twitch. What do you currently think about the state of Twitch and their double standards with the, I guess, the way they enforce the things that Hassan says, as well as his little orbiter crew?
I mean, like I said before, I think there's a culture on a lot of internet places of kind of like this very, very, very socialist ideology. And as long as you back it, you can basically say or do whatever you want and you'll be okay. I think it's kind of unhinged.
If you were unbanned on Twitch, would you stream this platform again?
Yeah, I probably would.
I've been told that you getting banned on Twitch, would you say it's the worst thing that's ever happened to you?
No, I'm like a
No.
roach. I always survive somehow.
Oh, I will say the Lawrence Southern affair probably is the worst thing that ever happened. Okay, pause. Okay, I'm supposed to be pro Destiny. Remember?
I've been streaming for like 16 years. I'm still doing okay. So.
Yeah. What else do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I don't know though. I don't think I have anything.
Here's a question I want to ask.
Yeah.
So I often get told that you struggle to make friends.
No, I don't think so. I think having friends in the streamer world is really weird. Over the past year, especially, I made more real life friends. Streamer stuff is just insanely. It's crazy because I had a foot in the real world before I got into streaming stuff, and I got into streaming stuff. I realized how weird the streaming stuff is. But I guess I forgot how crazy the streaming world is.
Bad because Lawrence Southern is evil, or bad because Destiny suffered for it? Bad because it was such a wacky situation. It's just funny. It was just a funny, wacky situation. Like you would just never think that like the Nazi queen would just get with like Destiny because it's so wacky. It's so weird. It's just such a wacky situation. Like what the fuck? Anyway.
Compared to my real life world now, yeah. So most of my friends are not real life friends. I don't trust streamers at all. Streamers are horrible, crazy people. Jesus.
Like if you were to give me like top 5 like horrible streamers.
Top 5, I wouldn't be able to do it. But there's just so much social pressure to like on different people.
Aiden Ross, Sneeko, Nick Fuentes, Jay Stoke, and and Hassan. There you go.
People depending on, and it's just very upsetting to me. It pisses the fuck off for me.
What was that sound? Your landlord slapping bitches off camera? No, that was my bug zapper going off every single time.
For one example, for instance, do you know what Turkey Tom is?
Yeah, I know Tectone, yeah.
So because of his connections, I got an invite. So me and a friend of mine met up with him and Donut Operator and a ton of other people. I think Brendan Herrera, Wendigo, I think we're all there to go shooting in Austin, San Antonio, I don't know, someplace near, someplace over there in Texas. And we went, I thought we had a really good time. It was really interesting watching Donut and his son interact, because I saw a lot of the relationship between me and my son with the way those two interacted. It was funny because Donut, like I consider Donut, if you have like a YouTube dad, I feel like he does a cool thing, right? He shoots guns, he seems like a cool guy, but his son was like, oh yeah, I don't know, he's kind of lame or whatever. I thought it was really funny watching the interaction. I had a lot of fun with the guys, we had a lot of fun at dinner. There were like jokes, I remember the last night where I think it was Wendigo was saying like, oh, like I thought you were gonna be like a crazy lefty. I was like, no, I'm a pretty normal dude. And it was annoying that after the that Trump failed assassination attempt where, you know, God delivered the bullets into the firefighter instead of Trump's head, I made jokes about it on Twitter, and all of a sudden, people do this so much. Ludwig tried to do this to me too about the cheese puff. Donut Operator starts tweeting, he's like, yeah, when Destiny hung out with us, it was super lame, and his girl wanted to
Did Tectone? Oh, for fuck's sake.
like when you guys hang out, you can ask him. There's videos of us.
The significance to Outbreak.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, like, I like how whenever it comes down to, whenever he talks about Cory Compatore or joking about Cory Compatore, I like how Tectone does not laugh whatsoever. It's so cringe. I love how Tectone just laughs and he goes like, oh, I'm just a very laughy guy. I'm a very laughy guy. I'm a very laughy guy, but he doesn't find making fun of Cory Compatore funny. The shot firefighter. Like I like the discrepancy behind that. Like when he's like, whenever he's talking about like the firefighter, Tectone is just Cory Compatore. The firefighter that got shot at the Trump assassination attempt. I like how Tectone instantly becomes like his mood instantly becomes dark.
Once again, the moment that I end stream, I'm going to go to the gym immediately to start lifting. Is it the same girl that you're with?
Playing games now, or what do you do normally?
Which again, I mean, he could just simply not find it funny. But the thing is that it's just, again, it's funny because he doesn't find it funny. But you know,
I'm a big gym rat now, which is nice, and I got this dog. Which, do you got a dog?
No.
You should get a dog.
No, I just want to take care of an animal. I think they're cute, but
You have a cat?
no.
Tectone also doesn't do politics, but he also endorses friend. Wait, he doesn't have a cat? What happened to Honey?
Very important is happening.
It was too long. He endorsed Brendan Herrera. Oh. Dude. Oh.
You see,
I mean, but Tectone is like genuinely dishonest, right? Like that makes sense. Like Tectone isn't just like fake dishonesty. He isn't just like a hypocrite. Like he doesn't realize it. I think Tectone is genuinely dishonest. Yeah.
seem like a cat guy.
I think cats are cute. I like big and medium dogs.
Honey's owner? No, I don't
I
think.
think it's very interesting that you don't like pets.
I like them. I just want to take care of one, and so I'm not gonna get a like.
I'm pretty sure he's saying he doesn't have a cat, but his girlfriend has a cat. I'm sure that's what he's saying. But yeah.
I can't even have time for a real like monogamous relationship. Why would
I
I
don't
buy a
think
pet? And I travel a lot, and like I don't have time of I think they're fine. Like if I wasn't streaming, and I was doing other work, maybe I would get like a cat or like a medium dog. Maybe yeah. I like them. I think pets are cute. I think they're cool. I like playing with other people's pets.
I'm playing Dark Souls 2 right now.
Ooh, some people don't like that one.
No, the people who don't like it don't understand the game. It's actually quite good. No, it is. It is very, very, very good.
Dark Souls 3 was the best Dark Souls. It's also the only Dark Souls I played.